Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Majo to Yajuu, episode 12, the finale, in which we will probably solve the case in the past in the city of... We never actually heard the name of this city. Wherever we are right now. It's the finale, after all, it has to be solved. Right. I don't have crows, and I don't smoke, but I have this, so... just as I was repeating pretty much every other episode, I'm gonna have to wear this earring, well, here I am, finally, for the finale. Not quite the same as Ashav's, because it would have to be attached, like, here, but... Again, I don't have a piercing in this place, so it will have to suffice. Right, in the previous episode, we witnessed the first meeting of Ashav and Guido. It was when Ashav was sent to solve the case of a witch, or, well, to apprehend the witch, recruit her, whatever the organization is doing, probably a recruitment. Because in a certain town, cow meat started falling from the sky, and of course it had to have been the work of a witch. And truly, there is a witch in this town, as it turns out, but she's mute. She's mute, she cannot cast any spells, her only magic is her herbology, is her ability to create some herbal remedies and stuff like that, so, you know, she's perfectly... non-dangerous, perfectly safe, innocuous, whatever you want to call it. But, of course, to the executors, there is no innocent witch. There is no witch who's safe to have around. Every single witch should burn. And thus, a couple of executors arrived to this village. Father and son, it would seem. They arrived here half a year back to, you know, establish themselves in the society, figure out who's the witch, get the suspicions away from them, because they're not new arrivals to the city, right? They've been here for a while, so it can't be them after all. They staged a couple of incidents, including, at last, they killed in a gruesome way the mayor of the city. I believe he was the mayor, who was supportive of the witch and her brother. And of course they chucked all the entire fault onto the witch. Because that's her modus operandi, that's the exact same thing they did to Helga. Ashav wasn't fooled, thankfully. He noticed that the kid is behaving weirdly, and someone pointed it out, I think on Reddit, that the first time, because a big scary monster appeared to protect the little witch from Guido, and everybody thought that that witch is familiar or some sort of thing like that. Then that same thing appeared later, but Ashav noticed that the kid would hold his neck, would hold his throat, and the first time he did it, the big scary monster appeared to protect the witch. Second time he did it, Ashav just put a bullet in him. Unfortunately, that bullet didn't make it, because the monster appeared and blocked it, and now the kid is fighting Ashav. So, yeah, not a great situation to be in, especially since Ashav doesn't have any sort of a backup, and the kid seems fairly powerful. In the meantime, where is Guido actually? I'm not sure where Guido is. I think she went after the witch girl and her brother, like, to help them. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, I don't remember fully. But yeah, of course, the executioner is already chasing after the kids. Already is with an angry mob, already arrived at their house. The brother of the witch is in danger, if not outright dead already, and the little witch is gathering some herbs in the forest, so she doesn't know that yet. So we will have to help her, save her, probably, somehow. Important details. Apparently the little witch is a descendant of some other origin witch, right? Just like there's the origin witch, there's the witch of myths or mythical witch. I think that's who she's a descendant of. Yeah, witch of the myths, something like that. And apparently the origin witch did not like the fact that she was able to, and her descendants were able to cast spells just using her voice without having to inscribe runes, which, as we learned from Ashaf, is the regular way of casting magic. You either pour magic into existing written down runes, maybe a tattoo or a slip of paper or whatever, or you write those runes with magic. The mythical witch was able to do that with just voice, without any inscriptions, so the origin witch most probably cursed her with mutism. That's why the girl recognized Guido's mark, because they were probably cursed by the same exact witch. Anything else of import? Not particularly, no. Yeah, I guess we learned that Guido was reasonable from the very get-go. Well, mostly reasonable, right? She knows that, yeah, it probably wasn't this witch who cursed me, so I'm just gonna leave her be. So that's good. That's good that it wasn't necessarily character growth in the presence of Ashaf or anything of the sort, but rather she was reasonable, somewhat reasonable from the very get-go. Of course, she would rather first just kill the witch and then ask questions. But if she's prevented from doing the former, she will eventually do the latter and come to the conclusion that maybe that witch isn't the one she's looking for. So, that's where we are at. The life of the kids, multiple, plural, is very much in danger. So hopefully they get out of this situation mostly unscathed. That would be my hope, although with a couple of executors around, that's not a given. I can see Guido perhaps giving her a kiss, getting her old body, mutilating the executors, and everybody lives happily ever after. That's a fairly reasonable ending, I would say. I'm also very much curious about the potential for a sequel, because so many shows that I've been watching this season have announced that they're gonna get a sequel, that it would be weird if this one didn't, although maybe it wouldn't be weird. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see all about it. But to do that, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound. Can I do it with this chain? I can do it with this chain. That's great. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want to monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not share my content. Spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 12, the finale of Majo to Yajuu, in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, the crow knows what's up. Okay, so we get a little bit of last time in Dragon Ball Z. Yep. The best moment of that episode. And my cat is just audibly cleaning herself on my desk. I don't know if you can hear her slurping. Probably not. Yeah, Ashaf is in trouble. Not as much trouble as this kid, but still in trouble. Ashaf can at least protect himself, right? He has a gun, he has magic. Oh, the house is already burning, huh? Well, we didn't see that detail in the previous episode. Actually, out of pure curiosity, I'm gonna check really quick if maybe season 2 is a thing. No, doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, no, that's the mango. Nope. Not yet, at least. Disappointing. Not surprising, though. Unfortunately. Then again, Sasaki and Peeps got a second season. Well, more like split core, to be honest, but still, you know, it got something. Eloquence and Silence, the final act. Okay, so he escaped at least. Guido? Of course. Don't you press anything on my keyboard. Weird that the kid didn't finish the job. Just left him mortally wounded and that's it. Yeah, that's a good lesson. I mean, fair. It's also not the witch you're looking for, so... And yeah, and she does need a kiss from a witch to undo the curse. So it is in her best interest to keep her alive. Oh shit, he's already dead. Not even by the executioner's hands. Just the angry mob. Just the angry fucking mob. You already killed the kid. Now you grew some scruples? An innocent kid at that. Why did he babble that? Oh, it's on her tongue. It's not the same mark as Guido's, though. Why would you want... Oh, stealing... What? Stealing her power? What do you mean? What do you mean, stealing her power? I mean, yeah, of course it would be him. We knew that. Fair. Guido ex machina. Just kicked their heads off their shoulders. That's our Guido. That's our Guido, all right. Kicked it clean off their shoulders. Yes, she did. Where did you go? Go to Majo. And he has pyrokinesis. They use forbidden instruments. And work in pairs. That's all we know. You will need her to undo the curse, though. So maybe don't chase her off quite yet. Yeah, I don't think it was enough to kill Guido. Yeah, I don't think that was enough either. Neither was that. You were probably better off holding on to her body. Okay, crows to... Oh, you're good now? Not quite good, judging by the voice. Kiss Guido. Go and give her a smooch. And she can't even explain it. Okay, so does Guido know of the secret, or did Ashav not tell her? And a kiss. Okay. So Guido didn't know that. It was Farvel who initiated. And you're fucked. Everybody in the immediate area is fucked. And beyond that. Can he not, like, heal himself? We know that he has healing magic. There we go. Guido Berserk mode is here. Just punch it. Just punch the spirit. Of course. Wait, what? 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 This moment looped. Why did it loop? What the fuck? Editing error? Or is my file fucked up? Yeah, I don't think you will go through Guido. Oh, the limiter's off. The limiter's off. Oh, it undoes both curses. Of course! Of course! It would temporarily undo both curses! Of course it would! You're dying is what's going on. The goofy face on Guido. Mm-hmm. Okay, so vocative magic is like literally order magic. You order a stone to turn into gold, and it does. I command you die. Or perish. That also works. And perish he did. Oh, you're still alive. That's a pretty face. Handsome, rather. And the executioners are the biggest of them all. Yes, you're correct. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, yeah, only a stopped heart. Only a stopped heart. No biggie. Does the same hold true for Falvel? Has she been recursed again? She doesn't have the lines around her mouth, so I would assume so. Okay, that's an important detail. So they can't, like, I don't know, have Helga with them at all times. For example, to be a convenient unsealer for Guido. Okay, that's a cool limitation. It was simply very tasty broth. She gave you delicious food. You've probably been eating carrion all this time. Yeah, simply delicious food. And it explains why Ashav is cooking some tasty meals for her. Yep. Not a spell, just delicious food. Yeah. She's fairly immovable, sure. Yeah. Right, she's not completely still. Oh, curious. Probably, yes. Who, if not you, Ashap? Oh. Interesting. Why exactly? Exposition time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the church is like the source of magic, but magic only travels southwards, or the world is not round. And interestingly, Eighth Continent seems to be like all technological. Interesting. And what's so special about... Well, okay. I was about to ask, what's so special? Well, it has a hole to hell. People know where it leads. Interesting. So, probably nowhere super dangerous if people are allowed to descend it. Okay, why are we going there though? We only have like 6 minutes left, and we're introducing another whole ass arc. Sure, sure, multiverse. Let's do a multiverse now. Why don't we? Okay, so we're chasing clues now. That's our current arc. It's residents. So those levels are inhabited? What do you want from me? I'm watching anime right now. My cat came to my room and started meowing for attention. So are those levels inhabited by humans? By demons? I don't know. Okay, so a bag of holding. Meow, meow. All black. And that has significance of... You're gonna leave us at one hell of a cliffhanger, aren't you? Morning outfit. Of course. I mean, that's a nice looking outfit. Yep. What do you want from me? They're looking mighty dapper, I gotta say. And she smiles. No? I guess not. Orlentia set. Alright! We're doing vampires now. Why not? I guess, like, what, their layer is the layer of witches, layer 4 is the layer of vampires, I know, layer 8 is the layer of werewolves, something like that. Fucking cliffhangers. And second season hasn't been announced, unless maybe in, like, after credits scene. Do we have time for a little bit after credits? I guess maybe enough for, like, a... What the fuck do you want from me, cat? She's relentless, I swear. You had to end with this, hadn't you? We couldn't have ended with the end of the arc, of the flashback arc. No, we had to introduce another new thing. Oh boy. And it seems like it's gonna be something real fucking cool, isn't it? Come here. Come here. Come. Come here. Nope. No second season announcement. Unfortunately. That's what you wanted? Yeah? That's what you wanted. Alright. Go, I don't know, somewhere. Just don't press anything. For fuck's sakes, don't press anything. There we go. Alright. Let's watch this episode again. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Of course we shall. Oh, boy. Boy, oh boy. A recap. OP. Oh, she just wanted me to put her up on the desk so she can lay down. As if she couldn't jump onto the desk herself. Right? Too lazy for that, are we? Of course. Of course you're too lazy. And now she wants to bite me. OP. Before you die, tell me how to undo the curse. Okay, so Ashraf is smart. He knew that Guido isn't lying about just killing him. And she's not smart. Because she believes that, you know, telling... what's it called? Threatening him. Threats don't always work. But she believes they do, because she's strong. So, of course, when a strong person threatens a weaker person, it ought to work. But not when the weaker person can withhold the information you want. Just like a Shaf can. And he's smart in just not telling Guido what's the deal. He just told her, hey, you need the witch, you need to protect her, because that's the only way to undo the curse. Not gonna tell you why, though. He's not revealing all of his cards to Guido, and that's smart. And I guess magic really can fix a lot, can't it? We've seen it in the first episode, right? When, was it first or the second episode, when all the hands and feet of the girls kidnapped by the witch were just regrown without much issue. This kid was also saved. Oh, his heart just stopped. It doesn't even qualify for necromancy. Motherfucker was stabbed by 2 spears, 2 knives, and a fucking pitchfork. And that qualifies as just his heart having stopped. Really, just a minor inconvenience. Not a big deal. Not a big deal whatsoever. Holy shit. Magic really is powerful in this world, isn't it? I really think like we've not seen the extent of magic quite yet. Like, sure, Matt had this, whatchamacallit, Matt Kuga had his ice elemental, which was able to like create monsters made of clouds and huge islands of ice, dropping them onto people's heads, stuff like that. Sure, that's like flashy, but it's not bringing back a kid stabbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 times to life powerful. It's like a different tier of magic, you could say. Distraction is easy. Just set fire on something, that's, whatever. But bringing someone to life without the use of necromancy, it's just healing magic. It's just healing magic. It's not even necromancy. That's big. And we have not explored the even close to the extent of magic in this world, have we? The villagers wouldn't listen to me, of course. Angry mob. And look at this balding guy. Look how sad he looks. I killed a boy. I'm sad about killing an innocent boy. Dude, you did this. Then again, the usual saying of individuals are smart. The mob is stupid. That's just how it works. She can't use her power because of a witch's curse. Right, so executioners don't necessarily want to execute every witch. They want to steal their powers as well. I guess in the vein of to defeat the evil, we must use evil ourselves thinking, right? To kill the witches, we must be as strong as witches, and the only way to be as strong as a witch is to steal a witch's power. Right? Something like that, probably. That's probably their thinking. And of course it was him, there's no surprise there. Besides just how much of a creep he is, but that's all executioners. That's basically a given by now. This is amazing. In case you forgot just how strong Guido is, oh no, it wasn't a kick. I thought it was a kick, but no, she used her coffin to just remove their heads cleanly. Oh, Guido, my beloved. Yep, stir up hatred against the witch and toss everything she's got into a fire. That's exactly the modus operandi of executioners. And he has fire. His right arm is... it's either Is it protected by a glove? Or is it just a black arm? No, his left arm doesn't have this color, so either a magical glove, being the forbidden instrument, or he also has a arm made of, I don't know, salamander skin or whatever. But yeah, probably some sort of a instrument that he's using. This is a very nice attention to detail. If you heat up metal, the metal heats up. Right? She's not going to be able to hold on to it because it's going to burn her. Makes perfect sense. And yeah, big mistake tossing her away. You want to keep her bound if you can help it, because she doesn't die quite as easily. But everybody seems to be making the mistake of treating Guido as just a human. Maybe a strong human, maybe a mage of some sort, but ultimately just a human, right? No, she's anything but. I wonder if Ashav used some healing magic on himself to be able to like get to this like operational quote-unquote state. Because we haven't been shown him using healing magic on himself. So I wonder if he did it off screen, or maybe after this incident he decided to pick up some healing magic because he saw that it could be useful. I don't know. This is very good thinking again on Ashaf's part. Don't tell Guido the secret, come onto the side, and if shit hits the fan, tell the secret to Falvel. And she will be able to kiss Guido and unseal her. I'll kick their asses for you, so do what I say and get lost. Yeah, Guido very often gets the vibe of, well, I guess I have to protect you now, baka. I don't want you to die, but that's only because you're useful to me, baka. I'll defeat them for you, but you do what I say. You better do what I say, baka. I know that she's probably not a tsundere, but it very much gives me those tsundere vibes. She very much means that, you know, she very much means what she says. It's not like tsundere kind of ironic, but plainly and simply, yeah, she wants to save Falvel only so that she can undo the curse. There is no, like, she's not doing it out of the goodness of her heart, so to speak. The kiss scenes are always so artsy in this show. I mean, it's the focus on it, right? Everybody. Every time Guido wants to use her full power, she needs a kiss, so of course they would focus on scenes like that. And everybody's fucked. Yeah. Here comes Guido, the true form. Just... This happened. His mask gets shattered. Then we go back. This thing pops up again. Punch. And the mask gets shattered. This segment was repeated twice. I don't think it's an issue with my file. Tell me in the comments if you watched it from like a different source. I got it from Nya. No, sorry, not from Nya. I got it from Subs, please. If you got it from some other source, did your episode also have this issue? Because it's just in the episode. It's not a fucked up file. It's not like, you know, scratched disc or anything of the sort. It's just how it was edited, I guess. Huh. Sorry for it, like, actually, I don't know if every single copy of this episode is like that, because if it's only mine, then sorry for screwing up the timings. I hope it wasn't too much of a bother to resync the video. If your show had the same issue, then holy fuck, why? How did that happen? I've gotten rusty. I still very much love the fact that Guido's voice in his true form is just Guido's voice, but like heavily modulated. It's great. It's honestly great. Grab the witch, take her hostage, and yeah, of course, Guido, now that she has been unsealed, she doesn't give a fuck about the witch. She got what she wanted. I'll get revenge for you, but protect your own damn self. Yeah, exactly. And she can protect herself because she's been unsealed as well, and she has command over everything, it seems. Command of the world. It's no wonder that the origin witch sealed that power, is it? Because it seems to be quite a bit more powerful than Angela's powers. Now, we don't know the full extent of Angela's powers, but as far as we know, she still has to use the, like, rune magic. Meanwhile, she just says, "Fire, I command you to stop." And the fire stops. "You, I command you to die." And they die. It's extremely powerful. Extremely. It really makes you appreciate just how powerful witches can be in this world. And it really lends credence to Ashaf's words that, yeah, Ashgan and Guido, yeah, they're not they're not the only things that can end the world. They're like dime a dozen. There's like, you know, every country has at least 12 catastrophes just walking around. It really seems to be true. And this is an amazing face on Ashav. How surprised but also excited he is. Oh shit, she also has a witch's body. I figured it out. Look at this power, look at this strength. By kissing a witch, they undid each other's curses. Interesting. Very, very interesting. You're witnessing vocative magic, a true rarity. Everything in existence is now hers to command. Executioner, I command you perish. I expected something else, something more flashy maybe, right? Like, I know, I command you slit your throat, your own. Or I command you kill your son then yourself. Or I command you self-immolate, or something like that. But no, just a simple perish. And he just turned to dust. Both. This is an amazingly handsome face for a monster like Guido, isn't it? Holy shit, I did not expect this sort of a face. It really caught me by surprise. Forget curses, those were more like seals. Yeah, sure. They actually were seals. Although, what's the deal with Guido's like mouth guard and the left arm also having some sort of a limiter? I wonder if those are limiters and seals or not. I don't know. Interestingly, Guido's mouth guard was destroyed in this attack, but later on, or well, earlier in the series when she's fighting Ashgan, she has the mouth guard again, and at the beginning of the series also has it. So do they have to, like, I know, does Ashav has to fix it up every time and put it back on Guido, or else she becomes too powerful, or what's the deal here? Or does it like regenerate inside of the coffin? Maybe. Could be. I thought Guido's like armor piece on her left arm also broke. But no, I guess I was mistaken here. Yeah. Both calling the kettle black, really. I mean, sure, the executioners are fully convinced that they are the good guys and everybody else is a monster, but let's look at the facts here. I thought we were seeing a flashback right now. Fucking hair on this cat. No matter how many times I hear about Valva's magic, yeah, it's only a day later and I couldn't be healthier. She has absolute command of everything. She just stood there. Brother, I order you to be healthy. And he just stood up, all the knives popped out of him, and yeah, even the cavities were healed. Right? Probably what happened. Probably exactly what happened. Things worked out because you only had a stopped heart. It's not a biggie for a witch, is it? When she grows up, I doubt even the dead will be beyond her. I mean, as we know from Fanora, right? Witches can be quite powerful necromancers, so it wouldn't surprise me if Falvel also could become one. She seems to be mute again, though, so probably not until you undo the curse, unless the curse works differently for witches and for Guido, which made, I don't know, Falvel fully undo the curse and Guido not fully, only temporarily. Actually, wait. I just, I just got a very interesting theory. Why does Guido have Angela's body? Why does she, right? That's a big question, isn't it? That's a very big question. Angela was cursed. And she used body hopping as a way to escape the curse. Angela, origin, which was cursed and gave her body to Guido to escape it. Curses are placed on the body, not the quote-unquote soul. I don't know what kind of a switcheroo would it have to be, assuming Guido's original form was the monster. I don't know. It's a possibility, though, that she just discarded her... Why did she not just straight up discard that body, though, and instead placed Guido inside of it? I don't know, but, you know, it's just a theory. It could be true, it could be not. She maybe got a kiss, which allowed her to regain her magic temporarily for long enough to switch bodies, and then when she was in an uncursed body, everything was fine. Maybe. And the power to dispel curses dwells in purity, so that just leaves the... yeah, so it works only once... Tiny hand, by the way. It works only once per witch. Very interesting limitation. If it wasn't in place, we could just carry Helga with us around, right? Just have her join the team, and whenever shit hits the fan, have Helga and Guido kiss, solved. Immediately, problem solved. But no, you cannot reuse the same witch. Which really limits Guido's use of her monster form. A witch needs to be involved, and it has to be a brand new witch, which is a lot of limitations. I like it. It makes perfect sense. In the context of the world, in general, it makes sense that it's the purity that dispels the curse, so it's the first kiss. Not necessarily either's first kiss, but the first kiss between those two. Cool. Actually makes sense. I like it. I like this limitation. And yeah, the Order can teach you about witches, lots of other things you don't know. And Guido is of course willing to join. Yeah, the spell, delicious food, the biggest spell of them all, isn't it? Able to tame even Guido. Yeah, it's not a spell, it's just delicious food. And this would be like the perfect place to end this episode, wouldn't it? Right? End it here, roll the ending, have this talk happen over the ending, and finish the episode. That's it. It would be good. But we got so much more. We got so much more. You have a will of steel, you never bend or soak others' ways, yeah, but she can still learn herself. That's good. She's unchanging, but in a way where she doesn't let others influence herself. But when she decides that, yeah, I want this to influence myself, I want to learn this, I want to change in this way, she does. She's unbending, but she's still malleable. Just not by outside influences. That's cool. That's really cool because it actually means she has potential for growth. Yeah, changed out of her own free will. I still have something I want to teach you more than anything, and that is love. Why would you want to teach her love? Love hasn't really been a theme yet, has it? Right? It's not like, I know, Ashav is particularly promiscuous, or Guido, or I don't know, anything of the sort. It's not like Ashav is flirting with everybody she meets, right? He meets. It could have been his, like, character trait. He's just suave, but not for the purpose of stealing everybody's hearts, right? He didn't hit on Ion, he didn't hit on Helga, he didn't hit on Kiera. None of that. So this mention of love kind of really got me by surprise here. Why would Gideon need it? And why would Ashav want to teach it to her? I wonder. Unless we learn later on that maybe love is what motivates Ashaf. Maybe he does what he's doing because out of the love for his deceased wife, or I don't know, something like that. Maybe. Entirely plausible. That's another very nice vista. They really have some pretty landscapes in this show, don't they? Our world has 8 continents, yeah. First is the global holy church on the first continent, and the further you get, the weaker the magic is. Assuming the world isn't round. Which, now that I think about it, is actually not a given in this world. It might very well be the case that the world isn't round. That it's flat and square and made out of layers. Like an ogre. Maybe. Or it could be that there's like a big ocean or something and it's simply not shown because it's just empty. I don't know. Why would magic spread from first continent to the second and the third in like a weakening gradient, but not from first to eighth? They're like close, but on like the opposite ends of the map. So if you roll the map right, what's up with this world? I mean, why am I even questioning that if we now know that the world has layers, like ogres and onions? The lower the level of magical civilization grows, but the 8th continent, the farthest, flourishes through its own distinctive sorcery. Is that sorcery technology? Or is that sorcery something like, I know, Aetherpunk, where they still utilize the magic, but not by channeling it themselves, but rather by, I know, putting mana in crystals and then creating magical circuits. And essentially, mana or magic or whatever is the replacement for electricity. Could be. Could be. Very interesting, and again, very reminiscent of that one idea for a world that I had where, you know, the mana was radiating away from a spire. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You live on the 7th continent, but you likely find it quite comfortable thanks to having the 8th next door. Right. Because some of the technology from the 8th spills to the 7th. So although the 7th doesn't have much magic, it has plenty of technology. So it's a gradient between magic and technology, basically, is what I'm getting here. So like the 4th and 5th continents would have a more or less equal amount of either. This world, of course, also includes a few anomalous areas, like the hole. Just a hole. Just a hole in the world, no biggie. Yeah, you might think, where does that bit lead? No one knows. I did actually think that. But no, subversion. We know exactly where it leads. We can book a tour. We know exactly how deep it is. We know exactly what's on every single layer. We have like an elevator going there, entire floors dedicated to doing whatever you want. There are bars and restaurants, and you can buy some clothes, and you can you can get a guide, right? It's commerce. It's widely available as long as you're rich enough to buy a tour, of course. Tiered worlds. 17 levels. Each one connects to a different independent world. Are they actually like physically placed on the same planet? Like layers and layers, like a empty world theory, but it's just layers? Or are they like more layers in the ephemeral sense of entering parallel dimensions? I don't know, but way to introduce something like that this early in the show. B4. Writing system from default. Outsiders is the only place that comes to mind. Yeah, level 4. And it's not Hell World. There's no fires of hell. There's no screaming tortured souls. As I thought that hell is at the bottom of the pit. No, there's a nice dude. Very nice place, looking like a luxurious hotel or something. And we're getting dressed. Some very nice Victorian-looking clothes, which makes sense if this is the vampire world. Of course there would be Victorian clothes. Would like to visit upper-class venues as well. Outfits for 10 days. And black clothes. And that got a reaction to the point where his shading increased 5-fold. Wearing all black signals what exactly? That you're willing to become a vampire? That you are a vampire? That you're looking for a fight? That you're... I don't know, what else could it be? Willing to be a vampire, willing to be a vampire's meal, something like that. All black means mourning clothes, so death signifies I'm ready to die and be reborn as a vampire. I don't know, something like that probably. Actually, let me note it down. Black clothes on level 4 mean a willing offering to the vampires. That would be my first assumption. Who cares? It's just clothes. He has a sense of style, doesn't he, Ashav? He can pick up some really nice clothes for himself. He can pick some really nice clothes for Guido as well. She just looks like a Victorian porcelain doll, doesn't she? Mourning, but, you know, still a porcelain doll. The bonnet really does a lot, doesn't it? And the veil, of course. He will, of course, keep it all clean and intact. It does suit her. It does actually suit her. You'll have no shortage of chances to ruin your clothes in this world. I fully expected Guido grin here. Guido's signature grin. But no, she's very serious. She's very serious because we're dealing directly with Angela here. It's not just a fight for fun. She can tell when a fight is for fun, right? When she can let loose and punch people and she has fun and she smiles, but no, this is serious business. We're looking for a clue left by Angela. She's locked in. It's, you know, it's not a matter of pleasure. I like it. I really, really like Guido. Many people I read on Reddit, for example, dropped this show very early on because they complained about Guido just screaming and being angry, and that being her entire persona. To which I say there's so much more to her. So, sure, she screams sometimes and she is angry all the time, yes, but there's so much more to her than that. Orlencia set. Very nice music. A world where vampires dwell. And that's where the fucking season ends. You had to give us a whole ass beginning to the next arc and end it here. God damn it. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Oh. You just had to do it. You just had to. You just had to, didn't you? We're gonna have to live with that, and there's not even any news about another season, which just sucks. But hopefully, a cliffhanger this blatant means they are at least talking about second season being a possibility, right? I think so. I hope so. I hope so. Maybe I'm high on hopium, but I really hope so. Let's take a look at the theories now. As we always do. There's not much, so it's not gonna take us particularly much time. The hellfire in the city is important. Right, in the first couple of episodes there was something about a hellfire consuming the city. Was the hellfire itself important? I don't think so. so I'm gonna leave it as is. It's important who caused it. Yes, kinda, because it wasn't Ion's grandmother. Ion's grandmother stopped it, so it was important. Could it have been Angela who caused it? Maybe. Guido is a witch herself. Kinda, sorta. She has a witch's body. Guido inhabits a witch's body. Yes. That is very much true. Ashaf is half witch or something, hence runes. No, at least not as far as we are concerned right now. He's a mage, and mages use runes. It's not something exclusive to witches or exclusive to mages. Both use the same way of using magic. The priest is responsible for murders. Which priest? Oh, the priest, the executioner. Yes, of course, he was the one. Yes, of course. Then Angela didn't want to see Ashaf for some reason. We don't know why exactly, but I'm just gonna leave it. Piercings are significant to Guido, a way of harming the body or a way to make the body hers. Seeing how her original body also has pierced ears, I would steer in the direction of it being a way to make the body hers, but I'm gonna give it a yellow highlight because it's not confirmed. Angela is just having fun. She was bored, and being chased by Guido is entertaining. We don't have a confirmation, so let's leave it. B4, next hint to Angela. Yeah, exactly. I have it noted down as Bill because it looks like B-I-L, but no, it's apparently B4. I'm just gonna fix it actually. Bill B4. Magic is tied to the global church, yeah, somehow. It's the source of magic. The further from it, the less powerful and common magic is. Basically, all of that is true. Origin witch. Silence the mystic witch lineage to get rid of competition. We don't know that for sure. And the next two theories have been made in this episode, so yeah, not that many, as I said. Not that many whatsoever. So, about this episode. About this episode. It was good. It was very good. I really enjoyed seeing the power of the witch. We don't often have a chance to do that, right? A witch is usually either not fully capable in this show or is very quickly incapacitated. Here we've seen what a witch with a vocative magic to boot can actually truly do. She can just order the world. That's the power she has. So I really liked that. I really liked seeing Guido unshackled once again. That was really cool. And I'm glad that this episode in general wasn't plagued by production issues. That Guido's form was actually like well drawn and well shaded. There was that one wonky face, but then Guido was like further back, so it's whatever. This one skip in the editing worries me though. I wonder if they were maybe on a under some time pressure, and this simply slipped through the cracks. Like they had to submit this episode, like 15 minutes before the airing time. Wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me because anime staff can work at really fucking tight schedules sometimes. So it wouldn't surprise me if they simply had no time for QA. So I'm just gonna leave that. Another example of extremely powerful magic, of course, healing the boy. That was also great. In general, very enjoyable, very good episode. I wish the whole show was like that. Like the previous one and this one, just have the whole show be that, and I would be a happy camper, honestly. Yeah, this was good. This was good, and it really showed us the basis on which Guido and Ashaf cooperate, right? Guido had no knowledge about witches. She was probably some brute from the mountains feeding on carrion and raw meat. And then she got thrust into this world. And Ashaf basically is her guide a little bit. Teaches her about food, about clothing, how to dress, what to eat, makes her delicious food, teaches her about witches because Guido was entirely ignorant to that topic as well. It's a give and take relationship, and they established that from the very get go, from the very moment where Ashaf said that threats like this doesn't work that way. I give you something, but you have to give something in return. That's how it works. So that's cool. It's really cool seeing that their relationship has basis in that from the very get-go, from the very beginning. I wonder what became of the kids. Yeah, that's a question. What became of them? They're probably at the organization headquarters, wherever that is. I don't know. Probably. That would be my assumption. We got another bit of lore, of world building, like fully spelled out, basically. That the church is at the center of magic. The further from the church, the weaker the magic is. I did not expect them to drop a bombshell of, by the way, there are layers to the world. It really feels like we haven't fully explored this layer yet, and we are being introduced to yet another one already. I'm not sure how much I like it. I'm not sure how much I like it. Then again, to explore this entire world would take a lot of time, probably. So, makes sense if they want to move on with the plot, with the main plot. Sure. Makes sense if they actually want to make this show more plot driven and less monster of the week, case of the week kind of thing. Good. I mean, sure, I'm done with that as well. As long as we don't completely forgo the monster of the week mini arcs, then that's perfectly fine. If we have an arc where they have to find a witch in a vampire village and then tame a monster in the vampire village, and only then do they find the clue, cool. I'm down. I'm absolutely down. This world really seems so incredibly vast. The fact that there are continents and there's magic versus technology, that's like one thing. The fact that there are anomalous areas, that's another thing. That's like... You had to add another thing. And the layers of the world, and probably each of the layers also has its own anomalous areas, and its own monsters, and its own continents, and its own magic. That's a lot. Like, they're managing so far, but it really feels like this was a passion project to the author, and they just wanted to throw everything in. Like, oh, I got an idea for a world of vampires. Do I write another story? No. Let's add it to Majo to Yajuu. Let's add a layer to the world. And there are 17 of them, so you can throw in whatever. Layer 15 is probably aliens or something. Wouldn't surprise me at all. That's a lot. That's a lot that happened in this episode. Finale usually is the ending of whatever big thing was happening in the previous episode and some cooldown time, right? We kill the big bad monster that was threatening the school, and then we see the students and the main characters rebuilding the school, swiping the dust, putting up banners, I don't know, having fun, singing, having a party, whatever, right? That's usually how it goes. Or heroes triumphantly return to the capital and they go for a drink or something like that. Big peak, and then we slowly patter it out. Here we got the big peak, slowly pattered it out with with saying goodbye to the kids or talking to them. Maybe they're going with Ashaf and Guido, I don't know. And then next arc, vampires, layered world. Who does that? I mean, I know who. People who wish to make a second season and they want to somewhat force the customer's hand, the viewer's hand, to pester the studio and pester the publisher to give a second season because I want to see what happens after the cliffhanger. Make a second season, I beg of you. Right? That's usually how it goes. Unless it's just an ad for the manga or light novel, and basically, if you want to know more, read more. I read a manga once. I think it even got an anime. It was the one where some adventurers that, for different reasons, couldn't trust any other people, made a team that was based on like the lack of trust, right? They wrote down like rules of sharing the loot so that there are no misunderstandings, stuff like that. It was cool. The manga ended abruptly. People thought it was axed, but then the last page of the manga essentially said, the story continues in the light novel. It was just an ad for the light novel, an elaborate ad, but an ad nonetheless. So I hope it's not this. I hope they're actually hoping for a second season. I hope the studio actually wants to make a second season, and this is a way to get more viewers to also want the second season and to pester the publisher. Maybe. What a way to end a season, though, isn't it? It was a worthy ending, for sure. We got the big fight, we got the big like finale to the meeting between Guido and Ashaf, which was cool. Very good ending, but with a cliffhanger. And I don't trust anime studios to make sequels. I really don't trust them. No Game No Life still didn't get one, and it's such a critically acclaimed show. And it didn't get one, so what are the chances that this will? Hopefully high, but I mean, you never know, right? Very good episode. I very much enjoyed myself. But the fucking cliffhanger, though. The fucking cliffhanger. Now, the show as a whole. The season as a whole. Let's start with the bad. Let's get it out of the way. The production quality wasn't there. Not always. Sometimes the production quality was like, I don't want to say top notch, but it was good. It was like a step above seasonal isekai trash, right? We got some really nice shading on the characters' faces when they were close up. We got some really nice art on them. We got some really nice backgrounds and some really nice landscapes. Yes, we got a lot of really nice art. Everything was very much climactic. I love the climate of the show. I love the vibe of it. But there were plenty of wonky faces. You could see that a lot of the animation was just outsourced to some Korean studio. There were plenty of animation issues with some, sliding PNGs and or having a fight take place outside of the screen, stuff like that. There was plenty of that. But ultimately the vibe and the atmosphere of the show remained. Despite questionable quality of art, despite questionable quality of animation, the vibe was always there. That heavy gothic theme. The skies were gothic enough, the lighting was gothic enough, everybody had makeup on their faces. It was good. It's like my vibe. Should I start wearing eyeliner? Whenever I would watch an episode of this, and whenever I would gaze at Ashaf's face, I would question myself, should I start wearing eyeliner, It had this sort of a vibe, and I'm all in for it. So they achieved what I believe was the most important in this show. They kept the vibe. I have not read the source material. From what I hear, the art style in the manga is splendid. It's amazing and ways above what the anime shows, which is usually the case for adaptations. Let's be honest here. Pretty much every single adaptation of a manga is a downgrade in art style, maybe besides Naruto or Boruto. But yeah, it kept the vibe, and I think that was the most important thing about the aesthetics of this show. Besides that, besides the general like production quality, wonky art, stuff like that, everything was on point. I think the music was maybe not quite fully memorable, but it was good. Like, I'm probably not going to be adding anything of that to my playlist on Spotify, but it was good. It was some good music. The last piece in this episode in particular was very nice, had some very nice vibe. The opening was cool. The ending, kind of forgettable, but also inoffensive. Voice acting was amazing. I love Ashav's voice actor. Who is he? Let me check that, because I've forgotten. I think everybody's voice acting was on point, actually, but Ashav's voice acting is like... yeah. It's like, yeah. It was Toshiyuki Morikawa. Who did he voice? Just a quick glance. Someone from Undead Unluck. Yeah, nobody that I would recognize, I'm afraid. PP in Pop Tepi Peak. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to spend particularly much time on it, but mad props for him, because I will remember Ashav for his silky smooth swave voice. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Guido's rasp is also very much memorable. And Guido's voice actress is Yo Taichi, who also voiced Akira Tendo in Zom 100, Murakami in Girls und Panzer, Pepperoni in Girls und Panzer, and a couple of other roles that I don't fully recognize. Dorothy in Princess Principal. Yeah, voice acting was really, honestly, on point. It really was. Probably one of the highlights of the show. Besides that, everything else was good. The story was good, very much enjoyable. There wasn't an arc that I would not enjoy. There wasn't an episode that I would not enjoy, just from like the story standpoint, right? Because sure, they had some weaker episodes production-wise, but as far as the story is concerned, I enjoyed everything pretty much throughout. I had some questions here and there, but who doesn't? And most shows that I watch have like 1 or 2 episodes that, take them or leave them. In my experience, at least, not all of them. Frieren had all of the episodes being amazing. Shangri-La, basically, as well. Yeah. But this one, I enjoyed it throughout. So, good work on the story. Certainly. I love the characters, most of all, probably. This was my main driving force to watching this show. Ashav and Guido. I'm watching this show for Ashav and Guido, for their banter, for their chemistry, for whatever the fuck it is that they have. I'm watching it for them. And I'm very sad that this show, this season is ending, because that means no more Ashav and Guido for me for a while. And yeah, I want more. Please, more. Please give me more. I want to see more of them. It was great. All in all, a really great series. Underappreciated and underwatched for sure. But let's be honest here, for a reason. People usually watch the first episode, maybe first couple of episodes, and then they create their opinion and base their entire opinion on that. And this show, from the very beginning, had very good story, very good characters. Some people disliked Guido, which, fair. I very much disliked, what was his face? Asta, I think, from Black Clover. His screaming, incessant fucking stupid screaming. So I can see people not enjoying Guido. And also, yeah, the production quality wasn't quite there. So I can see plenty of people dismissing it as just seasonal trash. But I'm glad I stuck with it. I'm glad I continued watching it because it really had so much more to show, so much more to present, and I really grew to love the characters. And the story is great, and it made me able to ignore the production issues. And that's something. That's something that not every show can achieve. There are plenty of shows that have production issues, production quality issues. Sasaki Topi-chan, to not look particularly far, right? It had some very significant production issues. But also the story was kind of meandering. It wasn't necessarily presented in a perfectly good way at times, so it had things that would make me, kind of apprehensive from watching more. Not this time. Not this show. It had everything going for it, except production. Unfortunately. Not a big issue to me, big issue to many people though, which is why this show isn't as much talked about as it should be. Alas, if you were wondering if you should watch it and for some reason are only watching this, I don't know why, but maybe you do. Who knows? You do you. Go and watch this show. Go give it a chance. Honestly, I enjoyed myself. I don't regret the time spent with this show. Absolutely not. I enjoyed every episode, and every week I was looking forward to a new episode of Majo to Yajuu. And I hope we will see more episodes of this show. I hope we're gonna see the next season with an ending like this. They gotta give us a second season. Please, God, give us a second season of Majo to Yajuu. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it though, from me for today. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this show, of this episode. Tell me in the comments down below, what did you think of this episode, of this show, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. Please don't spoil this source material to me. If you want to talk spoilers, Discord is here also in the description. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Majo to Yajuu, but also Spice and Wolf, Metallic Rouge, Yuki Unai Sayusha, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Yuki Una, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly via YouTube through super thanks, super chats, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful patrons: QB without a net, Copper Survivor, Zayrena, Absolution, Yukiala, Ishtamu, Dr. Wood, Akomancer, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them as well without having to be victims of vocative magic.